Alright, solving by factoring is really just a guess and checking game. So to show this, I'm going to use the example of x squared plus 3x minus 18. Alright, now to solve by factoring, you're just looking for two numbers that multiply to get this and add to get this. Because when you're foiling out, you can see how this actually works. But all we need to know right now is that you need to find two numbers that multiply to get negative 18 and add to get 3. So you can go through a list like 1 times 3, that's definitely not going to get you 18. But anyways, we can go through a list of factors for 18. So the first one I would like to try would be negative 3 and 6, I think. Yeah, because 3 times 6 is 18, and the negative makes it negative 18. Alright, and then we'll try to add these to see if we get 3. And it does. So, these are our two factors. So we want to write it as x minus 3 times x plus 6. Then when you're foiling this out, you can make sure, if you want to guess and if you want to check it, you can foil this out, and when you get this, you'll know it's correct. So x squared plus 6x minus 3x minus 18. And simplify. And you get x squared plus 3x minus 18. Just like that. So we know it's right. Alright, now to actually solve by factoring, once you have your factors, you can just equal the equation to 0. Well, you can break this up by the parentheses and have 0 equals x minus 3 and then solve that. So you add 3 on both sides and you get 3 equals x here. And do the same to the other side of parentheses. So 0 equals x plus 6 minus 6 on both sides. And you get negative 6 equals x here. So the solutions are 3 and negative 6. Alright. Sorry, something fell off of the shelf. Alright. Next example I'm going to use is x squared minus 8 x minus 9. Alright, again, you're going to want to find two numbers that multiply to get you negative 9 and add to get you negative 8. And since they're only one off from each other, I can assume that negative 9 times 1, which is factors of that, when you add them, you're going to get negative 8. So I've already found the two factors. So x minus 9, x plus 1. Put those in parentheses. And again, if you want to check it, you can go through, foil this out, and make sure it matches with that. But this is a very simple one, so I'm not going to go through it. Alright, and again, just equal the parentheses to 0. and solve them out. And solutions are 9 and -1. And that's it. Alright, one more example. (2x squared plus 7x plus 6). Alright, so this one's slightly more complicated because it has a coefficient of 2 at the beginning. And now I'm going to use a method called slide and divide because I find it the easiest. Because you still are going to have to do guess and check at some point, but it's not an even larger game of guess and check. So to get this out of here, because you can't use the multiply and adding trick if there's a coefficient up here. So with slide and divide, you slide the 2 over to the end and multiply it by the last value. So 2 times 6 is 12. And that will get rid of that for now and give you the chance to do find 2 factors that multiply to get 12 and add to get 7. Alright. So 3 times 4. That gives you 12. And 3 plus 4. You add that and you get 7. So we found factors. So I'm going to write it over here for a second. Alright. So x plus 3 and x plus 4. When you FOIL those out, you're going to get this here. And we don't want to get that. We want to be able to get this. So to get it, so that when we find our solutions, they're going to be solutions of this problem, we have to incorporate the 2 again. So we're going to put the 2 under our factors. You see, slide and then divide. Alright, and then we're going to simplify these. And because 3 over 2 does not simplify, we're going to take what didn't simplify and put it in front of the x. So 2x plus 3. Put them in parentheses again. And here, that does simplify. It simplifies into 2. So x plus 2. Alright. And then you're just going to do the same thing as you did with the other ones and equal these parentheses to 0 to find your solutions. Just go through and solve them. And here, just divide both sides by 2. Don't worry if you get a fraction, because here you're going to most likely get a fraction as an answer. Alright, so the 2 solutions are -3/2 and -2.